Welcome to Lessons in Progress,
the podcast where growth is messy,
lessons are ongoing,
and perfection is not the goal.
I am your host, Jessie
and Alicia.
Welcome back to another episode of Lessons in Progress. Episode 11. We did our big episode 10. Well, we did it big. We think we
did our big one.
Yeah. But keep following along. We're just going to keep growing and growing. So
yeah, you're going to want to hop on now. And then, once we're famous, you're going to be like, I should have listened earlier.
Yeah.
Period.
Okay. I feel like Andy's going to love this one.
Andy is going to be ready for, he's going to be your first listener.
Andy's her dad.
This is my dad. Dad, this is for you. Get ready to listen.
Okay. So before we disclose the topic today, we're going to do our pre-topic cues. Ooh, this one's going to be fun because we have PSL right here. Mm-hmm. So, pumpkin spice latte, overhyped or iconic?
Okay, I wish I had like a straight answer for you right away because I feel like I like pumpkin spice lattes. Like maybe I'm a basic bitch, but like when it's fall time, I can't get it like every single time I order a coffee, but it definitely is a staple. Like I'm like I need something like pumpkin spice. You can add it with like white chocolate, dark chocolate, like just like a little touch is so good, but it's definitely not like every single time I order a coffee, I'm going to do a pumpkin spice latte. Does that make sense? What about you? Yeah. What's your take?
I agree. I feel like it's like a fall staple, like 3 or 4 coffee orders of PSL for the fall, before like then Christmas drinks come out, But the one thing I do have to say is I'm an iced coffee girl, but I do feel like pumpkin spice has to be hot.
I think it tastes actually really good hot. There's been some times I've got it iced and it still slaps.
Yeah.
But I do think I agree. Hot is the one that I'm like, I will get that hot.
Yeah.
All right. What is your favorite fall activity? Cozy night in or full adventure out?
Cozy night in. Honestly, like all the time, but like something about the fall where it's like colder outside, so maybe you're like snuggled up on the couch with a cozy blanket or something. You have a fall candle going. Maybe a window's cracked, so like you get like the fresh, like brisk air coming in the living room or bedroom, I guess. But like you're just like snuggled in. Like, yeah, I feel like there's nothing better. Like, and depending on where you are, like rainy or like here snowy. Well, it's not snowing yet, but like, yeah, like I'm like pumpkin patches are cute, whatever. But like I'd rather be like in watching a cozy movie.
I agree. Period. That was me last night. I was like, okay, we ordered pizza in, we made Moscow mules, and we pushed the couch together. We had our blankets, and it was cozy. And it was just like, I'm more of a in type gal anyways, but yeah, I'm like, I could do a pumpkin patch here or there, but it's not like I need to.
No. Yeah. No. All right. So the topic today is we're going to just talk everything kindergarten. Kindergarten, school. We've kind of done one on like our why or something.
Yeah, and like classroom decor.
Yeah, I can't really they're all blending together. But like we're going to like talk about like the ins and outs of kindergarten. That was a topic that some people were like, I want to hear more about work and teaching.
Andy. So like, shout out Andy.
So here we are. Teacher life starter questions. So, what is your go-to teacher fit? Something that makes you feel confident and cute.
I love this. For me, I'm so grateful that at least at the school that we work at, we don't have to pay to have jean days. Like we're allowed to wear jeans whenever we want to wear jeans. And so my staple is literally like jeans, whether they're like black jeans or like denim jeans. And like a basic plain t-shirt, Old Navy, those like short sleeve ones that are like $10, not even, and they have so many different colors. I love them. They're a basic, easy to put together jeans and sneakers. That's like my go-to. I don't have to think about outfit and I feel comfy. I can move on the ground with the kids. If I get throw up on me, snots on me, I don't care. So I'd say that's my go-to.
Yeah. I agree.
What's the funniest thing a kindergarten has ever said to you?
Okay, this one I feel like we were talking before the episode and I'm like, I need to write these things down because like kids say stuff to you and then you're like, "Oh my god, that was so funny." And then you like forget. Um, I feel like one that's, like, sticking out to me right now is it wasn't just one, it was, like, literally my whole class last year. I went and got my eyebrows dyed because obviously, if you didn't know, I'm a natural, like, dirty blonde. So every now and then I dye my eyebrows just for them to kind of, like, match my hair color, and you can't get them wet for 24 hours, so, like, they're pretty dark, right? So I, like, walked in and I'm like, "Whatever." And the first thing, literally the first thing the kids said to me in the morning, they're, like, eating their breakfast. I don't even think we'd played the announcements yet. I think it was Daria that started this,
Little
but they just,
shift.
like, looked at me and was like, "Why do your eyebrows look like that?"
Oh,
I was
I
like,
can't.
"Excuse me," but in their defense, like, when you first get your eyebrows dyed, you low key look like the Angry Bird characters. So I was like, "Hold on, tomorrow they'll look great, like,
Yeah.
mind your business," but they will humble you. Like, I don't even like, if you eat a little too much, they'll be
Oh, yeah.
like, "Are you having a baby?" You're like,
Is there baby in your belly? You're like,
"No."
"Excuse me, we don't
Yeah.
comment on people's bodies."
Or just, like, listening, like, one of I guess it's not that something funny, like, that they said to me, but, like, listening to them talk to each other. Or the other day, we were just my kids were doing, like, independent work, for, like, 10 minutes, and I was putting in data. If you're a teacher, you know, quarter one's coming to an end, so we're doing
Here we
data.
go.
And one of my kids was like, out of the blue, she goes, "You know, my mom's, like, really popular." We're like, "Period, thanks."
We
And I
love that.
actually texted the mom and I was like, "It was so cute, like, she said this,"
You're so
and
popular.
yeah. So yeah, we hear everything. I don't know,
I
there's
know.
not, like I do need to write them down because I feel
Yeah,
like funny things happen and, like, are said all the
all the
time.
time.
Um, but I just
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think mine is like, yeah, mine with my zits. Like, for some reason, my kids always comment on my zits. "What's that on your face?" And you're just like, "Can you, like, just wait? Like,
Yeah.
wait till you get older, you'll figure it out." But, like, I've had it happen so many times where I'm like, "I already know I have a zit on my face." Like, and I did my best to cover it up. Like, you
Mhm.
don't have to ask me about this owie
Yeah,
on my face.
yeah.
It's okay, I'm okay. Gosh, I can't.
I know.
Alright, topic number 2, classroom vibes. Calm isn't always a word used to describe a K classroom. In the midst of chaos, how do you keep your space feeling positive and calm?
Okay, one of the biggest things and, like, I do feel like some people might disagree with me, but I think no matter what grade you teach, obviously you do it age appropriately, but I think it's perfectly acceptable to be, like, straightforward with your kids. So, like, especially this year in my classroom, if you know, you know. Yeah, it's not calm. It's, like, literally anything but calm, and some days are obviously worse than others. But I think that we start creating and, like, cultivating the, like, atmosphere by, like, me just being like, "I feel overwhelmed." Like, my brain feels like it's bouncing off both sides of my head. So, like, letting them know that, like, I also maybe don't feel calm, so just being, like, open with them. Um, but I think the biggest way to create, like, a calm classroom I love music in my classroom, so everything is, like, timer based for the most part in lower elementary. So finding, like, countdown timers that have, like, a calm music to it,
Mhm.
or, like, I dim the lights
Yeah,
because we have, like, the bright LED, the horrible ceiling lights. So, like, sometimes I'll only turn one of them on, so it's not as, like, bright. Depending on, like, if we really just need to, like, take a beat and, like, calm down, we'll do, like, a mindfulness meditation. We do deep breaths, like, if I'm noticing, like, the kids are anxious or even me, I'm like, "'Kay, pause, everyone pause," and, like, we do, like, in and out together. But I think the biggest one and, like, the kids know too, it's, like, part of our classroom routine, honestly, like, when the music is on, it's usually when it's independent work time, which doesn't happen often in kinder. But, like, they're really good at just, like they like to hear the music, and so it calms them, it just,
yeah.
like, calms the environment, and, like, sometimes they'll be like, "Miss Gordon, like, can we play, like, calm music?"
Oh,
So, I just think, 1, starting the year with, like, open communication of it's okay to feel like you need a minute to be calm, but, like, music is huge, to either amp them up if they're super tired, but, like, to just,
calm 'em
like,
down, let 'em
calm.
relax.
There's, like, Disney lullabies too that they love, and it has chalk drawing.
Oh, that's
So
calming.
if it's just, like they'll be working and, like, then they can look up and, like, see, like, a car or something,
Being
you know,
drawn.
like or Cinderella. So
Oh, I
it's, like,
like
something
that,
for their
yeah.
brain to, like, focus on if they need a break, but, like, the music itself is really calming.
Yeah.
I've been loving, like, jazz, coffee shop fall vibes.
Yes, yes.
So, just, like yeah, music I feel like music is the biggest thing to, like, keep a classroom calm or, like, after something's been super elevated, to, like, bring everyone back down.
Yeah,
That's super helpful.
yeah, that's huge.
Alright, are you more of a structured routine queen or a go with the flow teacher girly?
I bet you could never guess which one I am. Drum roll, please. Brrrrum. I am a structured routine queen. Anyone that knows me, I strive on routines. I think a lot of people do, and, like, I feel like a lot of teachers are type A. There's definitely type B teachers. I've seen you on TikTok, and I love it because 'cause I'm like, I wish that could be me. Like, I need or I've seen, like, the type B or the type C teacher, which is, like, a combination,
Mhm.
and I feel like that can be me. I can be a type C teacher, but I am, like, so on routines. Not just for myself, but, like, for the kids. Beginning of the school year is so chaotic or when there's, like, holiday or fall or season parties, things feel so chaotic because the routines are out of place, and the kids get so used to, "At this time, we have whole group ELA, this is
Mhm.
what it looks like. After that, I have my center time. Okay, after that, we go to recess, then we have lunch," and, like, they can just really it creates, like, a safer space, and it
Mhm.
allows more controlled, like, behavior and less chaos going on when they have a routine, and so, personally, I like routine. I feel like the students, um, just thrive. They do a
Yeah.
lot better. The learning is, like, intentional. They know what's gonna be happening, what's expected from them. So, definitely a structured girly. And yeah, I do not do well when there's, like, not a lot of structure. I've been pushing myself
Mhm.
to, like, lean into, for example, yesterday, it's Friday, we have short days, but we also have quarter grades coming up,
Yeah.
and I am like, "We had a training this week, we had a field trip this week." We'll talk about this in a little bit, but we have district standards of kids having to know crazy shit by the end of this month.
Mhm.
And I was like, "I literally don't know. Do I don't teach whole group ELA even though we're a little bit behind and do testing because I still have 5 tests to get done by next Wednesday, which is a short day, or do I teach whole group ELA and then get maybe more behind on testing?" And I went into their classroom and I was like, "What do you think?" We also had an ice cream party that day, so it was like, "What can I do?" And they were like, "Test."
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that was a good
Yeah.
suggestion. So for me, that was like a go with the flow and, like, I kinda had to be in the moment, I had to make the best decision and lean into, like, how much are they gonna get out this ELA lesson anyways today? Like, it's a Friday, not much. So,
Yeah.
I'll go with getting some testing done and just reteaching later on.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I feel like I mean, I am type A, but when it comes to the classroom, I think that the last this year's been tricky, and last year was really tricky just with behavior. So it taught me more than anything, like, yes, are we gonna have ELA whole group, small group, da, da, da. We're gonna have it blocked out. Is every day gonna look the same? No. Sometimes for ELA small group, that might mean that you're doing 15 minutes on the computer and then independent practice worksheet and then reading a book or
mhm,
something, depending on what the fuck's happening in the classroom.
mhm.
So, like, we structure our day the same, like, we have, morning meeting, calendar, da da like, it's the same. However,
It's different.
it's a little different because, like, if I have a kid throwing chairs, like,
That's
we
not
gotta go.
happening.
Like, I'm not we're gonna be like, "Well, nope, it's ELA time,"
Everyone sit through it.
yeah, I just think, like, having, like, some really intense behaviors has helped me to realize sometimes, like, the way that you want to do things, like, it's not gonna work.
No.
So but my kids know, like, around this time we have this, and it
Yeah.
does help.
Yeah.
Like, I do think it does help, and it also gives them some type of, like, what's the word? Like, sense of control? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like they don't really have control, but, like, they think they have control because
They know
they
what's
know
happening.
what's happening next and stuff, so, like, they're able to be like, "Oh, it's small group time," and you're like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, great." So,
Yeah, I feel like they can hold on to like, their outburst or behavior a little bit too because they're like, "Okay, this is almost ending, I almost have recess. I can push through a little
yeah.
bit longer." Whereas, like, when they don't know, it's like, "Ah," and you're like, "Okay, we literally had 5 minutes left," but they weren't aware of that, and they just couldn't take it.
Yeah.
Couldn't push through.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, topic 3, my favorite. Wholesome and heart moments. So, what is something that your students have taught you instead of you teaching them?
Oh my gosh. I feel like my students teach me so much like every day. And I feel like that sounds like cheesy to say. And they're like so young and a lot of people think kindergartners are just like babies and they really don't have these huge life lessons to teach you. But I think what is so beautiful about kindergarten is how open their mind is to things
Mhm.
and, like, their curiosity, like, they'll straight up say it, like, "Yeah, what's on your face? Oh, what happened to your eyebrows? You look like you have a baby in your belly." Like, they'll say that,
Yeah.
but at the same time, they are, like, so open to conversations about, like, respect and about differences and about just accepting others for who they are, and so, like, they have the curiosity of being like, "Well, why?" And sometimes it comes off in, like, a really funny way that you're just kinda like, "Ooh," like, yeah, if you're older, that's not how you'd put it, but, like, you're just curious,
Mhm.
but then when you start to explain it to them, they like, "Oh, I get that right away." Like, for example, um, students like, we have a lot of multilingual learners and in our classroom, and it's so cute to see how students who don't speak their same language interact with them.
Yeah.
At first, they'll kinda be like, "Oh, they don't speak English," and you're like, they're learning English, like, yep, they speak another language, but they're also learning English, like, we're not saying they don't speak it, come on, you know? And then they'll be like, "Oh, okay," and they wanna learn a little bit more about their language, and then they'll try to, like they'll try to be like, "I'm gonna play with that," and we've had so many different kids that will be like,
So funny.
and you're
Uh-huh.
like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm speaking to them in Spanish." I'm like, all right. This child is like that speaks Spanish is looking at you like, "What the hell are you saying?" But they like they still play
They
together.
do, they, like, interact, it's really
Like,
cute.
it's really, really sweet and tenderhearted. You're just kind of like, "You're trying." Like, you're trying I speak Spanish. You're like, "No, you don't."
Yeah.
And, like, that poor other child's looking at you like, "What are you saying?" But
Yeah.
I think, just the sweetness and, how sincere kids are
Mhm.
is just amazing, and they teach me to, like, reflect on, like, little kindness every day. Like, it's not hard. You explain it to a child, and they get it. So it's like, why can't adults get
Yeah.
it? That's the problem I have, and so I think they just teach me to be kind, and, same thing with, like, students with disabilities when you're explaining, differences that students have and how it makes us unique and special and all these kinda things. Like, it takes them a minute because they're, like, curious and they don't understand right away, but then, like, they get it, and it's
Yeah.
just the sweetest thing, and so I'm like, "That they could teach literally any adult human. This
Yeah.
is how you do this."
Yeah. I was gonna like, going off of that, like, just their, like, innocence. Like, they really I mean, we do have some that have been through, like, a lot of things, so, like, they're still innocent, but, like,
They've
they know a
seen.
little bit more and they've
Yeah.
seen a little bit more. But for the most part, like, they don't know what they don't know, and, I have a couple kids in my class who, either don't speak the same language or, we have students with disabilities in my class, and just, like, watching them just, like, interact and celebrate each other's wins.
Yeah.
One of my little babies, he I mean, we've only been in school for 36 days, and before I mean, he came in, like, the only language that he could really say in English was like, "Is this? Is this?" And yesterday, they were doing, like, a dinosaur craft, and we were like, "What are you drawing?" And he's like, "A dinosaur." And, like, we were like, "Oh my god, he said a dinosaur." But, like, my kids were like, "He said a dinosaur." Like, they're just, like, so happy for each other,
Yeah.
or I have one little baby who is, on au he's autistic,
Mhm.
or he has autism, and he loves, like, sensory. Like, he loves, like, soft skin and, like, blankets and soft clothes, like, all of it, and he loves, like, physical, like, affection, and he'll, like, just walk up to my kids and, like, hug them or, like, sit really close to them and put his head on their shoulder or something, and, like, they just, like, embrace him. Like, it truly is just, like,
There's s
everything that's nasty in the world doesn't exist in kindergarten.
no,
Like,
it's
differences, they celebrate, like you said, like, if they speak different languages, like, they do not let that get in the way of playing. Like, sometimes they literally cannot communicate to each other, and they still manage to, like, play a game at
yeah,
recess.
yeah,
So it's like it really is in, like, a world where it's fucking ugly and disgusting, and, like, I'm nervous to one day bring a child into this world because of, like, everything that's happening. Like, that stuff doesn't exist in our classroom
yeah,
in the sense of, like, our community.
yes.
Not to say that, like,
The families
the
aren't experience
teachers
yeah,
like, it weighs heavy on us because we know what, like, their families are potentially going through, but, like, with the kids, it
yeah,
doesn't, like
mhm,
they love each other, and it doesn't matter if they're the same or different, and,
yeah,
like, honestly, I feel like a lot of the kids that are end up being, like, really close friends are some of the, like, most different children, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So, it's really sweet.
I just love it. Oh my gosh, make it hard. I'm
I
like, as
know.
much as like kindergarten could be so hard and people are like, I would never teach kindergarten. I'm just like, okay, but if you get this part of it,
Yeah.
it like that's why you keep showing up.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so when do you feel the most proud as a teacher? There's so many moments.
There are so many moments, and I feel like this is maybe gonna sound cliché, but truly, like, those light bulb moments of either, like, they came to me not knowing a single letter name or sound, and 30 days in, they know 25 of the 26 uppercase and 22 lowercase and, like, 18 sounds or something, like, that is huge.
Um,
Um, Socially, like, I also, like, celebrate I have one little baby who he still kind of does it, but, like, at the beginning of the year, you'd be like, "Hi," and you just, like and you're like,
Hi.
"Hi." And so, like, the other day, I, like, looked up from my desk, and he was, like, staring at me, and I was like, "Hi," and I waved, and he, like, smiled and waved back, and just, like, the small moments where, like, you see them growing. I don't have my own babies yet, and so they really are, like, I feel like I'm as proud of them as if they were mine, like,
Yes.
I'm with them for so many hours during the week, and I see, like, they come in knowing as much or as little as maybe they do, but, like, just those light bulb moments of, like, you're getting it, or, like, you can say hi now, like, you know, you used to not be able to, or
Yes.
you can play with your friends now when, like, you used to stand and just, like, look at everyone, like, just watching them grow as a human, like,
Yes.
building those human skills, yes, it's really fun to see the light bulbs go off academically,
Yeah.
but for me, I honestly feel like it's more fun when, like, the social light bulbs go off, and you're
Yes.
like, "You have friends, like, you can
Yes.
hold a conversation,
Yes.
you can" like, it's really sweet.
Or just to, like, articulate how they're feeling. Like, in the beginning, it's like we're having blow-ups and tantrums because these kids don't know what emotions are yet, or they don't know how to recognize emotions, and so with morning meetings or with our calm corners and, like, things that we teach them, to have, like, a child then come up to you finally and be like, "I'm mad because" and you're like, "Yay, you're mad!" And you're like, "Oh, okay, I'm not, like, celebrating that you're mad," but, like, you can tell me
Identify.
you're mad, and you can recognize a skill that we can take besides throwing a chair across the room,
Yeah,
and those are huge life skills.
yeah,
So I think that's yeah. Oh, I
yeah.
love it.
I know, I'm like, not gonna be there Monday, and I'm like, I'm,
Oh.
like, gonna miss them, but actually, like,
No, you'll be fine.
I need a break. Alright, so setting the scene. So we're gonna go into a little bit more of, like we've talked about, like, the light, fun, heart heartfelt?
Lighthearted?
Yeah, that.
Heartfelt? Yeah.
You
Mhm.
guys, my brain. Side of it. But, like, there are obviously, like, teaching is hard. There's some, like, really, like, unrealistic expectations. So we're gonna dive into that a little bit. We'll try not to yap too much
I
about
was gonna say,
this,
don't
but
get me started.
I
Sorry.
know,
Let me look at the time.
I
Okay.
know. Okay. Let's start with, like, a little lighter of a question before we
Okay.
dig deep down. So, do you think that districts truly understand what teaching five-year-olds, like, day to day looks like?
No. No, they don't. They
Mic drop.
absolutely do not. I think unless you have literally taught kindergarten and you've been in the classroom teaching kindergarten, you don't get it. I
No.
don't care, even 1st grade teachers, I love you, and you have a lot of similarities, but it's not the same.
No, I can speak on that because I've taught in holy shit, I need to go back to school. I've taught kinder, 1st, and 3rd. Kinder is its own world, especially at the beginning of the year, like, kinder,
Ooh.
August to December,
You're like, "Can you give me a
August
bottle
to,
of
like, end
wine?"
of October, literally, like, I'm like, "Can I put tequila in my water?"
Mhm.
Um, it really is its own,
Yeah.
like, unless you've done it, you don't get it, like,
Mhm.
yeah, I just, no. So,
Mm-mm.
long story short or long story long, no.
Well, and I think too, and I'm not gonna get yapping on this because I can yap forever on these questions, and that's why Jesse prepped me to be like, "We're not gonna spend forever on this." I'm like,
No,
"Okay,
we
fine."
both can, it's not just you.
But I think the biggest thing too is it's like first of all, 1, district pacing guides that you create. I don't know why, and Jesse came from other districts, but I do not know why our district decides to hop into curriculum legit on day 1.
No.
It's not like especially in kinder, like any other grade still, like, good
No,
hell, we just
no.
got to school.
Yeah.
Give us a week. Let's get to know each other. We need to build back classroom community. No, and then kinder, who've never been to school usually, because we don't have a lot of students that go to preschool. It's like, "This is the letter A. You're supposed to know this is the sight word I after day 1." And you're like, good hell,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And so it's like, 1, the district doesn't understand that, and then 2, like, curriculum. Like, it's like the curriculum that we purchase might be good for 3rd, 4th, and 5th,
Mhm.
but this district has to buy, you know what, all elementary together,
Yeah.
and so it's benefiting either 1 upper grades or lower grades in a sense, and there needs to be, like, 2 distinct different curriculums because yeah, like, iReady can be great with inquiry based and, like, letting students expand their knowledge, and there can be some great math concepts to it and great math discussions, but at the same time, I'm sorry, this is the number 5. You need to know how to write 5 and draw
Yeah.
5 circles. Like, I need
Yeah.
it to be
Yeah.
explicit, and that's you don't always get both when you have a curriculum
Yeah.
for the whole school.
No.
And so my long answer, longish, is yeah, no, they don't
No.
know.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So then, what are some unrealistic expectations being placed on teachers lately?
Okay, I have 2 different realms to go into this. One, I want behavior.
Oh, yeah.
I do feel like for whatever reason, I have my own personal opinions, I'll keep those to myself. Behavior is increasing drastically, and the behaviors that are now in a general education setting would have never been in a general education setting, honestly, even, like, 5 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking I have a student this year that if I had the same student my 1st year of teaching, they would have been removed from the classroom, like, already. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the behaviors are so extreme and taking away from, like, being able to learn, um, and just because gen ed teachers can handle the behaviors doesn't mean that's, like, the best fit for the child. Like, obviously, everything is student focused, and so it's like, yeah, not only is it hard and challenging, but, like, that's not the point. The point is the student has certain needs, and
They're not getting
they're just not getting met. Like, I don't have the strategies or the techniques, or the resources to help this child. Especially because a lot of behavior is coming from, like, in our school at least, like, trauma backgrounds, or we do have a lot of students, unfortunately, who were, like, born addicted to certain drugs, so, like, their brain chemistry is just
yeah.
off, and I don't have what they need. That doesn't mean that I don't want to be able to help them, I don't have it,
Yeah.
like so I think one unrealistic expectation is dealing with certain behaviors of, like, students that honestly should be placed elsewhere, but because gen ed teachers now are just learning how to handle the, like, extreme behaviors, that's what
They're
we're
just
doing.
yeah.
Like, it's just like, "Well, yeah, you have to teach with this child throwing chairs across your classroom
Hopefully the other
and touching
students
people
learn too. Yeah.
inappropriately," and, like, "Yep, uh-huh, have fun." Also, your 5-year-olds that some of them literally have been in the United States for less than 6 months. Um, by November 1st, need to know the entire alphabet. Letter names, letter sounds, upper,
Lower.
lower, ready, set,
Don't
go.
don't get confused with B versus D lowercase either. They
Yeah,
don't let
no.
that slide,
Oh,
even though it's developmental.
and they have to be able to, like, A, C, E,
3
like
seconds, you don't know it, next, you're done.
it's like, no, like, I don't know. If my kids need, like, 10 seconds to tell me that it's D versus B,
Yes,
I
take
see
it.
their wheels clicking.
Thinking of what
They're thinking,
strategy, yeah,
like, they know it. They're 5, and they also maybe don't know English
yeah.
or
We're
not don't know,
translating.
they're learning, or it's like literally, like, this poor baby doesn't even know yet how to say, like, "I need to go to the bathroom" to me in English, but, like, I'm expecting them to know all these letter names, all these letter sounds, and what world is kindergarten supposed to be able to read CVC and CVCE words by the end of kinder? That when we were growing
That's
up,
1st grade for
is 1st
sure.
grade.
And now 1st grade, 2nd grade, like,
Yeah,
everything's being pushed down.
yeah. So and for some reason too, I feel like there's such a push in districts of unrealistic expectations with ELA and, like, reading standards. I do feel like for the most part, our math standards are pretty, like, on point with,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah, this is a
they should
typical
be able
yeah.
to count by 20 by the middle of October.
Yeah,
That seems
yeah.
great, and then 50, and then,
Yes.
like so I'm like, why are the expectations for math more realistic?
Yes.
And then ELA is like, "What the fuck are you thinking?" But then you wanna tell me that, like, our math data looks better. No shit, our math data looks
It's
better.
developmentally
It's developmentally
appropriate.
appropriate. So, those are
Period.
my 2. ELA standards are completely unrealistic. ELA standards expectations, completely unrealistic for our demographic, 1. Like, I think you also have to take into account, do they have preschool? Is English their native language? Were they born here? Or if they weren't, like, how did they get here? Did they walk
Do they have the
for
yeah.
7 countries in 8 months to get here and sleep in the jungle and step over dead bodies like some of our kids? Or did they literally get on an airplane and eat some yummy snacks and fly 3 hours and then boom, they moved? Like,
Yeah.
there's so much that goes into that and how it impacts their brain and their ability to, like, take in content
Oh, yeah.
that is also, like, yeah, maybe students in, like, a more wealthy area that have, like, their basic needs met, like, perhaps they can learn their letter names and sounds by November 1st. Some of our kids don't know where their next meal's coming from. Like, it's just different, and you can't compare it's like comparing apples to oranges, like, it's just so different. It's so
Yeah,
weird.
and that's the thing is it's like the district wants to take this data and they wanna say, "Okay, this East Side school, this one, they did it. They passed off all theirs by November 1st. What's wrong with your school?" And you're like, "Good hell, can we talk about all of the things that tie into our students' backgrounds and the SES status and how we have less funding and we have less resources because property taxes also influences what this public schools have even though we like to pretend that public schools all have the same thing, they don't. And so it's just like, then you're just creating and you're sustaining this, ideology, I guess you'd say, is like, these students can't it's like, no, they can. They just don't have all these resources yet.
Well, and what's happening in the world politically, like, that could be a whole 'nother thing, but, like, I had a student last year, literally, she went to school, and her dad was home with the family. She went home, and he had gotten taken by ICE. Like, that's not happening everywhere,
No.
and, like, hello, hello. So, anyway,
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna have to wrap it up because I'm looking at our camera and it's about to die.
Oh,
So,
no.
really quickly, just for fun, what's your teacher superpower?
Okay, my teacher superpower really quickly, um, um
Organization.
Okay, organization. Organization, I'm very organized, and I think I have, like, pretty good patience for, like,
Yeah,
the emotional the
yeah,
emotional kiddos,
yeah.
so I'd say that is. Um, How many cups of coffee does it take you to get through a day with kindergarten?
It has to be like a 20-ounce cup, and it can be 1, but usually lately I need to stop doing this, but I've had, like matcha isn't
No.
as much caffeine, but I've had a coffee in the morning, and then there's a coffee shop close to the school, so I either run really fast when we have a break, or I'll get a DoorDash and get a matcha. So or Diet Coke, like,
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
need a little
sometimes you need
something,
caffeine,
something. Yeah,
but sorry, we touched on the most important, like, setting the scene,
yeah.
unrealistic expectations. But
Until next time, be kind to yourself.
and remember, we're all lessons in progress.
Woo.
Cheers.
Cheers.